You wrote the affirmations. You maybe even whispered, "I am abundant," into the mirror while your coffee got cold. I mean, I've done it too. Look, I'm not here to mock the ritual, but here's the thing. If the ritual worked, you wouldn't be opening the same app tomorrow and feeling the same tightness in your chest. The money isn't coming. And it's not because the universe is busy. It's because your brain is voting for the old reality. The more you try to attract money, the harder your nervous system pushes back. And most people underestimate this. The block isn't just in your mindset. It's that your body is running a safety protocol that is older than your bank account, older than your affirmations, and way older than the vision board you bought on Amazon. Let me explain. The brain is a prediction machine. It doesn't see reality, it builds a model of the world based on past experience. Before you consciously experience anything, the brain has already decided what you'll see, what you'll feel, what you'll notice, and what you'll ignore. Everything you perceive, everything you experience, the brain runs it through the same check. Incoming data versus existing model. Does the prediction match? And if that model was built on scarcity, on struggle, on lack, it generates a world where money is difficult, opportunities are rare, and abundance belongs to other people. The model is looking for proof, and it always finds it. When you visualize, when you use affirmations, scripting, any of these techniques, you're not magically attracting money. You are updating that model, so abundance becomes the new reality instead of scarcity. That's the mechanism. That's why visualization works in principle. But then you open the banking app, the number loads, and the brain does what it always does. It checks incoming data against the model. Error. The new model you built through visualization doesn't match the number on the screen. It treats the mismatch as a prediction error. Karl Friston explained precisely what happens next. Every time incoming information contradicts an existing model, the brain has to spend metabolic resources to process that mismatch. The brain has two choices. Either stick with the old model and reject the new one, or invest energy to create a new reality that matches the new model. And the brain almost never chooses the second option, because it operates as an energy-saving machine. Sticking with the old model, the one you've lived for decades, the one that feels safe, is less energetically expensive. It would rather look for evidence that confirms the familiar model than try to make the new one match. That's why, instead of moving toward the new reality you desire, it pulls you back toward the old one. Think of it like a thermostat. When the temperature rises above the set point, the thermostat detects the deviation and pulls it back down. Your nervous system works the same way. It has a set point, your current income level, your current identity, your current model. The moment it detects a deviation, it corrects. This correction triggers the HPA-axis. It's your body's threat response system. The hypothalamus signals the pituitary gland, which signals the adrenal glands to release cortisol and adrenaline. The same circuit that saved your ancestors from predators. Cortisol rises just enough to make you skip the email, delay the call, close the tab. You suddenly feel tired. You feel not ready. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. The thermostat detected a change in temperature and corrected it. That's not laziness. That's an ancient survival mechanism doing exactly what it was designed to do. Joseph Murphy spoke of this. The subconscious mind is the source of all power. It accepts whatever is impressed upon it by the conscious mind, and it acts on the dominant belief. But he also saw the deeper problem. The subconscious does not welcome new beliefs. It protects what it already holds. When you try to impress an image of wealth upon it, the subconscious resists if that image contradicts the established pattern. It treats the new assumption as an intruder, not an upgrade. The subconscious doesn't question whether the belief is good or bad. It simply defends the current program. That is why affirmations alone often fail. The subconscious is not a blank slate waiting for your command. It is a locked vault that only opens when the new image feels safe enough to enter. Jean-Paul Sartre spoke about the same. Bad faith is the refusal to become what you are not yet. It is the lie we tell ourselves to avoid the anxiety of freedom. When abundance feels possible, we feel the vertigo of becoming someone new. We retreat into the familiar identity of struggle because it is known. Sartre saw that we are condemned to be free. and that freedom is terrifying. The thermostat is not just biology, it is also the philosophical choice to stay in the identity we have already accepted. Your nervous system maintains temperature because some part of you has decided that the current temperature is who you are. Call it a block, call it a limiting belief, call it a thermostat, call it bad faith, or call it something else. Different frameworks have different vocabulary for this. But the vocabulary doesn't matter if you keep wondering why you can't achieve anything without understanding the mechanism. And this is why you keep looping. Neuroscience shows that the brain doesn't distinguish between vivid imagination and real perception. Same cortical zones light up. That's the Murphy layer. The subconscious accepts the image as real, but the missing part is that when the new image meets the old one, the thermostat corrects in favor of the old one. It starts looking for confirmation of the old model to dissolve the prediction error. The cooling mechanism is self-sabotage, procrastination, doomscrolling, checking your phone every 2 seconds instead of doing the thing, the I'm not ready loop, the I need more information loop, the I'll start tomorrow loop. You know the loops, you've been there, I've been there, but it's not a mindset problem. It's a neurochemical calibration problem. Here's how you escape it and actually change reality, not by working harder, not by thinking more positively, and not by buying another book and trying a bunch of techniques from it. The main thing is to teach your thermostat that the new temperature is safe and the old one is dangerous. Right now, it's exactly the opposite. The old temperature, the old model, feels familiar and safe, cheap to maintain. The new one feels like a threat. But the good news is that the thermostat is programmable. It learned the current temperature through repetition, and it can unlearn it the same way. Two things have to happen simultaneously. You stop feeding the old model confirmation by withdrawing your attention from noticing the evidence that confirms model that thinks scarcity is real, and you start feeding the new one. Daily exposure to the feeling of already having it. Like, the body needs to feel it as a fact, not as a wish, not as a hope, until it accepts it as baseline. The moment the old model stops getting fed, its maintenance cost goes up. And the moment you start feeling the new state, not once but daily, until it feels familiar, changing the reality becomes the cheaper option. The brain is conservative but not stupid. It will invest in the new model the second it becomes less costly than defending the old one. Money comes to those who reprogram their thermostat, whose brain has stopped treating abundance as a prediction error and started treating scarcity as one. The thermostat is not your enemy. It is the condition of your liberation. Fix it, and the money follows. Look, I spent years making the same mistakes before I got this, reading different books, trying different techniques, trying to understand what was actually happening. So don't be afraid if something doesn't click right away. I didn't get it either, but it clicks when you stay with it. Rewatch the video, come back to it in a different state, write in the comments what remains unclear. I'll answer. Like this if you recognized yourself. Someone in your feed needs to see this today. Subscribe if this was useful. The thermostat is waiting. Go fix it.